Hello, my name is Katie Hutchison, and I am the Walsh University Archivist. And today I'm going to be talking to you about how to analyze and evaluate historical documents. Now, if you aren't sure what the difference is between a primary source and a secondary source, make sure you check out the video that librarian Mike Jundy made on that topic. It's available on our YouTube channel. Now, when you analyze a primary source, you are undertaking the most important job as a historian. There is no better way to understand events of the past than by examining the sources, whether they be diaries, newspaper articles, letters, court case records, scrapbooks, novels, art, photos, music, autobiographies, and so on, that people from that period left behind. Now, there are some things to think about while you're analyzing. I'm just going to start with, what is the physical nature of the source? So was it maybe a piece of artwork and it has been well preserved and taken care of, or maybe it was a letter and you can tell because it's been folded a lot that it was read several times and it's worn. You can infer certain things from the condition. What is the purpose of this source? Why was it created? What message is the author trying to convey? Another thing to think about is, how does the author get the message across? Is it a letter? Is it a photo? Is it a diary? How a message is conveyed can sometimes be just as important as the content itself. You'll also need to ask, who is the audience? So the creator may have made this for just one person. Maybe it is, a letter, or maybe they wrote a speech for the public. It's going to be very two different audiences, and what they say or write or do is going to be very different, especially too, think maybe it was something that was created for personal reasons. Is it a poem that they wrote that they never intended to share with anyone? What do you know about the author? So not only do you need to think about the audience, you need to think about the author. Does the author's race, gender, class, occupation, religion, age, or political beliefs matter? Those are all going to be important to think about. And then finally, you'll need to kind of think about, what did the author choose not to include? Is this a photograph of two individuals, but you've done research and they had children, so why didn't they include the children in the photo? Or was this a letter that was being sent home from the front lines of a war, let's say, and maybe they're not going to include certain details about their life if they're writing to a loved one who's going to worry. So think about who the author is writing to or creating this for, and what could they have maybe done differently or not included. Another thing, in addition to analyzing your primary source, your historical document, is evaluating. So this is a little different. Again, we have some things that I'll want you to think about. First up, is it prescriptive? This is when someone tells you what they think is going to happen or what they thought happened. Or is it descriptive? So that's where somebody might be saying what truly did happen. You need to think about, does it describe an ideology and or behavior? Does it tell you about the beliefs or actions of the elite or ordinary people? Whose perspective is this coming from? And that ties into needing to know your author. What historical questions can you answer using this source? Obviously, you don't want to find sources and go this in depth unless you're going to use them in some way for your research paper. So how are you going to use this? What can you answer with this source? What are the benefits? And then conversely, what questions can the source not help you answer? What are the limitations? And then finally, if you've read other historians' interpretations of maybe the source or the creator of this resource, you know, how does your analysis fit in with those other historians? In your opinion, does the source support or challenge their argument? All right, so that is a very quick rundown of how to evaluate and analyze historical documents, sometimes called primary sources. If you need any assistance finding primary sources, please reach out to the Walsh University Library. Thanks.